All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about how to simplify the expression 3 times the fifth root of minus 3,125. So big number inside radical, meaning big factor tree. And hopefully we can get our factors to be in clusters of 5 so we can cancel off this fifth root. Otherwise, it'd be very disappointing if we can't simplify this any further. So continuing with the example, as mentioned before in previous examples, if you have something out in front being multiplied, nothing really happens to it except toward the end of the problem when you have stuff that you can multiply to make this bigger. Okay, so now if I were to rewrite this, I have 3 times fifth root of minus 3,125. And how do we deal with minus signs when we have an odd power? We're going to yank it outside the radical. So that becomes a minus 3 times fifth root of the positive version of what lived inside the radical. Okay, so now we want to simplify the radical. We need to break down the number 3,125 into factors that are all prime. So how does this work out? Well, I notice here in the ones digit, I have a 5, so meaning this whole thing is divisible by 5. Thank goodness, that'll help us break this down much more quickly. So we have 5, and if you use a calculator, this comes down to be 625. 5 is prime, so that doesn't factor any further. 625 is not prime, it's divisible by 5 because I have a 5 in the ones digit here. And if I break this down into 5 times something, it's going to be 5 times 125. Break down the 125, that's going to be 5 times 25. And then we have 25 broken down, that's going to be 5 times 5 again. And now we just have a giant cluster of, hey, look at that, 5 5s. So this thing's going to break down real nicely. So rewriting this, I have 5 to the fifth power on the inside of the radical, so I have minus 3 carrying that along. Fifth root of 5 to the fifth. Okay, so I have a 5 as a power, I have a 5 as a root. They kill each other. So this leaves me literally with little more than negative 3 times 5, or if you like, minus 15. So in this case, we're done. And now you know the fifth power of 5, and it's going to be 3,125. So at this point, we are done with this example, and moving on to harder ones.